Yello Lawkers, welcome back to another video with me, Larissa. So today I'm going to be taking you through my January budget and how well I did, and some other little flitting things such as how my refinancing my loan is going and some bigger purchases and rearrangements of goals. So let's get budgeting. Alright, so I'm not really sure if you guys enjoy hearing what my numbers are. I know like they might not be applicable to a lot of people. I don't know. I kind of just use them as a reference for me to go back on. So I don't really know what to do, whether to keep sharing like my weekly or monthly budget this way or not. So I'll try to think of some other things, but I updated my cover page for my financial planner. So halfway through January is when I got my student loan refund check, and that's what I use to live off of and budget out 5 months in advance. So I use it for rent, utilities, my consumables and other, and living expenses, pretty much everything like that I need to pay and live off of. So yes, I always budget for less than I think I'm going to get. The past few trimesters I've gotten, I think, oh, I can actually look, between 10 and 12,000. However, I came up like $25 less than I thought I would, so $99.75 is what my refund was, which was very sad just for the fact that I wasn't able to put so much into my savings account, like that is specifically for savings. So that was kind of a bummer. I've usually been able to put between $100 to $2,000 in my savings account, and not being able to do that kinda hit me close. So I spoke too soon in my last budget video. Anyway, I'm sorry, I keep like tossing my hair, it's bothering me. I mean, I budgeted out for the 5 months, I guess. And these are all my categories. I hope it's focused. Some things that went down was my clothes budget. Last trimester I budgeted $500 out for clothes just because I got rid of so many of my clothes, / I needed clinic attire or more professional clothes, so I needed to make that investment. So that went down quite a bit to $175 now. Then my subscriptions, I completely forgot about my Adobe subscription, which is what I use to edit these videos, and that was a pretty penny because it was an annual subscription which re-upped this January, so that was quite a bit. But I mean, I had in my savings, so that kind of sucked to like dig into my savings when I forgot to account for it in general. So like my subscriptions as they are now is Adobe, Amazon, FabFitFun, my credit card, Microsoft, and Spotify. Yes. So I have like 6 subscriptions, which I feel like a lot of people oversight on that. So if you are doing your budget, make sure you account for that, like Netflix. My dad pays for that. Thanks, Dad. Update on, I guess, my January budget. I was able to put about $300 into my slush fund, which was very exciting. I exceeded my emergency, student loans, and savings goals by quite a bit. I wanted to put about $40 away for the emergency and student loans, and I ended up putting $95, which was very exciting. And for my savings goal, I had $200 and ended up being able to put about $360 into my savings, which was amazing. I got paid 3 paychecks in the month of January just for how like the Thursdays fell. So there was technically like my 5 financial weeks in January. And unfortunately my paycheck, the first paycheck was on just after New Year's, and I went to Chicago to spend New Year's with my bestie, and that ended up like the money for that savings went completely to that Chicago trip, and I was only there for like 2 days. It was a little bit pricier than I thought, but totally worth it. It was a great experience, and I loved seeing her since she lives, you know, not close to me. So that was exciting. So even though I didn't put any with that first paycheck, my second and third paycheck of the month ended up being the $360, which was phenomenal. Very excited about that. Also knew that happened starting in January. My paycheck went up from minimum wage of like $9.52 or something up to the actual Minnesota minimum, which is $12 for minimum wage. So that's very, very exciting. My goals will be about the same still for February, but just a little bit more just because of that pay increase. Along the lines of student loans, refinancing them, I'll put the link down below for my referral link for Common Bond if you're interested. I go over it in the previous video. Yes, so it's been fine. The whole like refinancing process has been so confusing just because I did have 4 different private loans, and it's been a struggle because first of all, the ones with Common Bond go through First Mark. I already had a previous loan with First Mark, and it was supposed to carry into this new loan. So far I haven't seen that, so I have to contact them about that again. They said to give it 2 to 3 weeks, and it's been like a month now. I've had to call them weekly also because they didn't receive my paperwork to say that I was in school, so like it didn't go on deferment. So when I thankfully checked, it said it was in repayment, and I had to pay my minimum payment is $350 a month as of right now. And I was freaking out because I didn't account for that in my budget. Like I'm literally trying to pay $90 or $65 a month or whatever my student loan goal is, and that's all I can pay at that time. So I was freaking out that I'd have to pay $350. It's fine, it was in my savings, like I could do it, but it wouldn't be ideal. So I had to keep calling them, and because I have the 2 loans with them and it hadn't transferred over, the woman didn't understand what I was talking about when I said this is supposed to be on deferment. And she's like, oh no, you exceeded that. I'm like, no I didn't, because it's a new loan. So I had to keep on that. I have to call again to make sure that that other First Mark loan goes into there. Also, I had a loan with Discover, and that did transfer over. I had 2 loans with Discover, and those did transfer over. However, I still have a remaining balance of like $250 that I have to pay, and I think that's due to like the accruing interest. So I have to call them and figure out why all of that did not transfer over. But the Wells Fargo one transferred over, and even like transferred over quickly enough for them to send me a overpayment check. So the overpayment check that I made, I get to put towards probably the Discover loan for some reason, or back to the Common Bond loan. Hopefully that made sense. If you do decide to refinance your loans or consolidate your government loans, just like keep on the people, call weekly, call daily, or whatever. Because the first time I called to get my Common Bond loan on deferment, which was 2 or 3 weeks ago now, he said, oh yeah, I'll put in the request. He did not put in the request, and I was pissed. And then this second time I called, and she did put it in, and it went immediately into academic deferment. So just keep a lookout for that, because that was super annoying and very stressful, and I'm still like pretty on edge about it just because I don't know what's happening. They keep telling me I have to wait like 2 or 3 weeks for everything to transfer over, but I'm like, it's not. I'm just rambling at this point. Okay, we're gonna end that. I also you know, stated that I was going to Utah this spring and New Zealand in December. I don't know if the Utah trip is going to be happening, which would be a bummer, but it still might. I'm just trying to figure things out. I just got to decide if I want to go solo or if somebody is going to come with me or not. And if that's not the case, maybe I'll go see my brother in Hawaii, and that would be fun if that works out. So I do plan on going somewhere in the spring, hopefully, fingers crossed. So that's been a little annoying. Other goals that I have for February, pretty much everything's staying the same. Consumable is going to be at $560, other $224, living expenses $75, student loans I up to $60, savings I up to $300, emergency $60, and slush fund I up to $100. Okay, for this next part, I just wanted to transition into talking to people who are going to be graduating soon and stressing the importance of having a lot of, like, you're building up your savings account before leaving school. That is super important. I think that's probably my biggest financial mistake, is only having, I think when I graduated from undergrad and was going to be working for a year, sorry, talking too fast. When I graduated undergrad, I had, I think, between $1,000 and $2,000 in my savings account to live off of. Like, that was pretty much it. I think I had like $100 in one of my accounts. I was like, oh, it's fine. I'm rich. Woo! That was not fine. It was very not fine. It was very difficult to find a place to live. It was difficult to get approved at places to live because I didn't have a bunch of collateral. I like rarely used my credit card, so I mean, my credit score has always been good, but I just didn't have that credit score that I needed, or I just didn't have a lot of like history with it. Taking this time now before you graduate to build your savings is going to help you in so many ways. Like, get 3 to 6 months saved up, or as much as you can with that. And that also goes for me. I completely forgot, like, with my savings goals now, I had planned to hit my minimum of $4,500 and then start repaying my student loans. And then I completely forgot. Well, I knew, but I just didn't account for it. I forgot that I'm going to be moving here in the summer to a different place, and my rent is going to double, possibly even triple, depending upon if I have a roommate or not. And I just didn't even think about that. So there's that. And then plus I have 3 4-ish board exams to be taking for grad school, and those are about $1,000 each. So that sucks. So unfortunately, like, I won't be able to hit my student loans as hard as I would have wanted to. I have to just keep building my savings and putting as much money in there as possible. You know, once I graduate, then I can start really aggressively attacking my loans, because I will hopefully have that savings buffer ready to go. So then I can start aggressively attacking my loans, because when my loans got off of that 6-month grace period or whatever it was, it took all of my paycheck, like all of it. I was living with my parents for a year, and I still like was struggling to hit all of my student loan payments. And I mean, I should have refinanced, obviously. I know that now. I should have refinanced my loans and put them into one big loan. But still, my payments would have been like probably between $1,000 to $2,000. Like, you should mentally prepare yourself for having student loan payments between $1,000 and $2,000 when you get out, because it sucks. It just drains your savings and your paycheck like no other. And it was really, really difficult. And thankfully my parents did allow me to live at home with them for that time before coming back to school. So just be prepared, have a really big buffer. That's enough rambling. I think that's gonna do it. Hopefully this has been helpful. I don't know. I'll just like keep you guys updated on how things are going. Again, I don't know if you enjoy me talking more numbers or not. You know, Jenna, what do you think? Because you're the only one that I know that watches my videos. Shout out, thanks. Okay, that's gonna do it. All right, Lockers, remember to like this video if you want more budgeting videos. I'm gonna do them anyway, but you know, it'd be great to have your support behind it as well. And remember to subscribe to my channel, that'd be great. And hit that notification bell so you're notified when I upload new videos such as this one. Alrighty, Deuces Gooses. See you in the next one. Yes. All right. Bye.